Hi, welcome to Binks TV. I'm Bob Still, your host, and what we're going to do with Binks TV is provide you with opportunities to learn about the golf industry and what's going on at Binks Forest Golf Club here in Wellington, Florida specifically. Today I'm here with Wheeler Stewart, our head golf professional at Binks Forest Golf Club in Wellington, and we're going to talk about green speeds. Now, Wheeler, we always hear him on the tournaments talking about the greens are running at a 10.5 or an 11 or whatever. And the Masters, they maybe are even as high as 13 or 14. What is actually done to determine how a green speed is determined?
Bob, the green speed is determined by a piece of equipment, very simple piece of equipment, called a stimp meter. Now, a stimp meter is simple, 3-foot long metal piece that is grooved, and it has a slot where a golf ball will sit. And then we gently place one end of the stimp meter on the grass, lift it from that point, the ball rolls out, and where the ball finishes up, we mark it. We do it a second time. The ball rolls out. And where that ball ends up, we mark it. Now we take the distance between the two balls, and they're 9 out of 10 times they're going to be different, and we mark that spot right in the middle. From that point, Bob, we're going to go from the opposite direction and go through the same process. 2 balls stamped, 2 balls stamped, mark them. And from after we finish the second ball and find the 2 points where the ball rolled out from, we're then going to take the stimp meter, which as you can see is 3 feet long, and we're going to walk it down and get the yardage. Now from that point, after being 3 feet, I know how many inches that is or how many feet, and we're going to determine the total amount of yardage or feet, and that number will be 10 feet, 10 and a half, 11, whatever it is. That is the stimped distance of the greens. That is the speed of your greens. 9. We're just under 12 feet. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a fast green.
We talk about consistency on the golf course and in the game itself, but we always hear about consistency on the greens. When you go out and you measure a green, do you measure all 18 at the same time during the day to try to see if they can all be the same type of a distance, or how is that done?
You don't have to do it every hole because the green should be cut the same length as on one hole to the next, and the smoothness should be the same. So that's where you don't need to measure but one hole as far as the speed stamped.
So why do people like Binks Forest greens particularly?
Well, first off, you want a very smooth surface. And then what really stands out at Binks is the speed of the greens, or the stimp of the greens. We're known in the area and the state of having very, very fast greens. But just as important, they're very smooth.
Now, why would a player prefer a fast green over the slower greens, or do they?
Well, you always hear about the Masters greens, the Oakmont greens, and they're known as the fastest greens in the United States. And it's kind of the benchmark where we measure, everyone measures themselves at some of these great facilities that the greens are so fast. Guys, girls, they just like to put on a fast green and say that they didn't have to stroke the ball as hard, the ball rolled out for you, and you know, you don't have to bang it on a slow green. So a lot of times the harder you have to hit a putt, the more chance for error of that putter blade moving left or right or getting offline.
Wheeler, thank you for that explanation.
Pleasure, Bob.
I hope that you'll enjoy these little vignettes that we're going to be doing on Binks TV over the next couple of months and summer. So tune in at YouTube to check us out. For Binks TV, I'm Bob Still.